Alright guys, let's get into this very simple color grading node tree. So I'm going to start off with this first clip. We're going to do 2 clips just for reference to see similarities and differences that you might switch up per clip. I'm going to start in this nice wedding shot, and this is going to be our focus, this exact pretty much frame. So let's go into our color tab, and we're going to make 7 total nodes. So I'm going to click Alt 7 until I'm at 7 nodes. Here we go. I'm actually just going to move these 3 down just for the look of it and what I usually grade with. So this is our first node. I'm going to call it CST. This is our color space transform. So I shot this footage on an FX30, and I shot it in Sony S-Gamut 3.cine, and then I'll input my gamma at S-Log3, and my output color space to Rec 709, my output gamma because of my monitor at gamma 2.4. So all we did here is just bring our footage back to what it's supposed to look like from log. And I'll start off here on my first node. I'm going to call it contrast. So I'm going to go to these curves right here, custom. I'm going to basically bring the darker part of my images darker and the brighter part of my images brighter. Very simple, just to make it a little richer, a little nice contrast to the image. Very, very simple. On the next node, I'm just going to call this exposure and lock in some exposure. Here you can actually see, using the waveform, that it's actually a pretty well shot video. Like, this footage is pretty well exposed. So I'm actually just going to put the gain up just a bit. I'm going to bring maybe the gamma down a little bit and the lift down a little bit, just to have more of a focus on our highlighted parts. And we actually didn't do much there. We're kind of just locking in this contrasted look. On the next node, what I would usually do is my balance. So I'm going to go into the vector scope, and using this skin indicator line, I'm going to see if my skin tones are locked in. And we always pretty much want them to locked in. I mean, it depends on the shot, but pretty much. And as you actually can see here, the skin is pretty perfect. I mean, I actually guess the white balance is really well, so I don't actually have to adjust this much, or maybe not at all. I'm going to keep it like this just because I don't want to mess with it, and it looks good already, as you can see in the footage itself. On the next node, I'm going to call it primaries. What you're doing here is you're creating the look, and we're going to keep it very simple. I'm going to take the lift, which is more of the shadows and darker parts of my images, and pull it into the blue, this nice teal. As you can see here, I'm just making it teal. And then on the gain, I'm going to make my highlights more orange. So take a look at this image right now. So this is before. Take a look at the suit. It's going to go more blue, just a tad more blue. Take a look at the highlight. It's going to go from like blue to like a yellowish orange. Yeah, like an orangish red type of vibe. And that is just creating the look we're looking this in for, locking in this. Sorry. This is going to make the look that we're trying to lock it in for here. So you can just tell that if I edited a whole wedding, I would love this kind of vibe, you know, this orange glow, but with these blues in the shadows. So moving on to the next node, this I would usually use the curves. And what I would do here is I would go into my curves, and I would go to hue versus hue or hue versus saturation and these type of things, and maybe change up some of the colors, adjust some of the saturation, those type of things. So let me show you an example. On hue versus hue, I'm just going to select this suit. Not that I really want to change the color of the suit, I'm just saying this for an example. We might want to make it more of this teal color, right? Just because maybe we think the navy is too harsh, or we want lighter colors or something like that. And I could also go to my hue versus saturation, select the same color, and maybe desaturate it, you know, or add more saturation, that type of look. So I'm just going to reset this. But you know what? Let's keep the suit look just for the fun of it. What you might also do is you might want to change a tree type colors, or the greens are too bright. So I'm going to go to too saturated. So maybe I don't like the color of this green, so I'm going to make the hue, I'm going to make it more of like this orange type of look. What I might do is I might go to my hue versus saturation, select it as well, and desaturate it. So maybe I think it was too much going on over there, so I desaturated it, and we also changed our suit, which you can keep seeing here in the before and after. In my last node, it's just going to be a saturation node. There's a lot of different types of way you can add saturation, but let's keep it simple. Let's do it in the HDR, and this is more of a simple gradual slider compared to the one in the color wheels over here. It's a lot more harsh. It's a lot more harsh. So I'm going to do it in the HDR, and I'm just going to add a little bit, but I don't want the reds to go too crazy, because you can see in the skin here he's a little bit red, and the hand here is a little bit red. So we just want to bring up some of our colors that we introduced and change a little bit, just a little bit of a pop. You can see that right there. So let's take a look at everything we just did. We're taking our footage from log into Rec 709. We added some contrast. We adjusted exposure. We actually didn't do anything to the balance. We adjusted our primaries and locked in our colors that we wanted. We adjusted some of the colors and the hues, and then we added some saturation. I mean, look at this difference between just a normal log to Rec 709 to this. It's a nice look. So let's take a look at what this might look like in a different clip. I'm just gonna apply the grade to keep the same node tree and just reset everything except for my color space transform, because I'm using the same exact camera and the same exact settings. So we're taking it from log to Rec 709. Let's go into the contrast here. So looking at this footage, it's a nice campfire on the beach. I want to make it very rich. I want the oranges to be very comforting and cozy. So I'm going to make it a little more contrasty, even though it doesn't really look like it might need it because it's already very dark. So I'm going to do simple contrast like that. Not too much, but also a good amount to make it look more rich. I mean, just look at that. It's a big difference. In the exposure, I actually don't think we need to do much here at all, but I might go into my gain and just bring it up just a little bit, just to make it a little bit more glowy, and then gamma a little bit so we can see some of the more of the midtones. And the lift doesn't really matter because it's already pretty crushed, but we want to keep this sort of look of this rich contrast vibe. In the bounce, there's not really anybody's skin that you can really tell, so I'm not going to adjust anything. Maybe if I thought it was too warm, I could, bring it down or something like that, but we're not going to deal with all that. Let's go into the primaries and create more of the look. So we want it to be more orangey and glowy like I mentioned. So I'm going to take the gain and I'm just going to throw it this way into the oranges. And look at that. Nice difference of this bright color that we made more of an orange bright color. And the shadows, you could put it into the lift, but like I said, the shadows are pretty destroyed here. Maybe I want to do it in the gamma, but something like that. But I'm actually not going to do that. I'm just going to keep the gain because I like the way it looks. And in the curves, I don't think there's any colors we want to change here. I mean, there's pretty much one color. So I'm going to go to our saturation, do the same thing on the HDR, add just a nice simple saturation, nice glow, and look at that, pretty cool. So let's take a look at everything we did again. So here, we brought it from log to Rec 709, we added some contrast, we adjusted the exposure, we didn't really do anything in the bounce, we did adjust the gain in the primary, in the curves we didn't do anything, and the saturation we just added some. So big difference from log to our final look. And again, let's look at the first clip, our normal Rec 709 to this nice color grade. Pretty great, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If there's anything else you want me to do, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.